Hi guys, so today I'm just talking a little bit about the difficulty of the first step, and this has relevance to multiple areas of our lives. Whether it be that we're in a place in our lives and we're not exactly where we'd like to be, or it's not panning out exactly as we anticipated, or indeed if we have struggled most of our lives with the after effect of some emotional or mental trauma, and we're too scared to take that first step towards getting the help that it is that we need. And it's a universal thing. I mean, ultimately, we fear change, we fear uncertainty, and with things like, seeking your purpose, stepping away from a life which, although familiar and secure, isn't the life that you require or that you desire or that gives you a sense of fulfillment. When it comes to challenging your fears, when it comes to, I suppose, exploring your suffering, finding out the reasons why you live a certain way, or you feel a certain way, or you think a certain way, and doing the healing work that is required. I mean, it is never easy, and it's not meant to be. This is why it's called healing and growth, because literally it means undoing the person that we have been for so long, challenging the way that we have been living almost our entire lives, and learning an entire new way of being. And there is no guarantees. Not only that, we don't always know the destination before we set out. We don't always have a precise picture of what it is that we are looking for or that we are hoping to achieve. And that can make it really difficult, because we definitely live in a world where, kind of having very defined goals and, knowing the destination and knowing what success looks like is important to us. And with things like this, oftentimes you have to take those first few tentative steps without knowing what the destination is, without knowing what it is that you are looking to achieve. And the thing is, when you don't know exactly what it is that you're looking to achieve, oftentimes the first few steps may be in the wrong direction. And it's about being okay with that, because ultimately, even a few steps in the wrong direction are still steps away from the life that you were living. There's still movement, and you have to start seeing your failures and your setbacks as part of the process, and actually almost an inevitable and necessary part of the process, because ultimately they are what teaches you, they are what give you the information that you require to get to where it is that you want to go. And I think it's so worth noting that we live in a time as well where we assume everything should be quick, that there should be a time scale on every goal that we set out with, or every healing element that we undertake. And the reality is, all of this stuff is lifelong. I mean, your life's worth is a lifelong process, and you could spend your whole life figuring it out. And this can be a little bit off putting for people who, particularly those who are highly driven, they find it hard to sit with, okay, no, I want to be able to complete this in 2 years. That's not how it works. Not only that, but your path may change several times along the way, and that's okay. It's okay to constantly keep evolving. I mean, ultimately, we should be learning more about ourselves and more about the world around us as we go along. So it's about, I suppose, first of all, paying attention to what it is that you need to change. First of all, figuring out the patterns of your past. And oftentimes we can be quite hard on ourselves. We can come down on ourselves for being a certain way. And ultimately, everything that we are is a result of who we've been. And it all makes sense when you start to recognize the patterns that have brought you to where you are in life. And then you can start looking for the patterns that will bring you out onto a different path. You can look for the things that I suppose trigger you, or you can look for the things that bring you joy, and you can start evaluating from that the sort of person that you want to be or that you need to be. You can figure out what your unique contribution to the world is going to be. I mean, ultimately, when you're continuously comparing yourself to other people's idea of success, I mean, you're never going to step out into your own version of your own unique magic, which we all have inside of us. We need to be able to tap into that. And oftentimes that has been coated with insecurities, with fears, with conditionings, with ideas of the way life should be. And, we're constantly passively consuming these ideas of what life should look like, what we should look like, what our careers should look like, the paths that we should be taking. And we're always moving further and further away from our own truths. So it's about realizing that you first of all have to tap into who you are. You have to face into the fears, the insecurities, the pain and the suffering that has been holding you back. And then you can start identifying little steps that you can take that are going to bring you to a different way of life. And ultimately, there are always going to be difficulties in life. It's what you do with them that matters. These are what teach us, these are what make us the people that we are. And when we can learn to embrace them and allow them to enable us to grow, we'll be so much better off. If you're struggling with any aspect of your life, with your mental health, emotional health, or if you just feel stuck in a rush and you're not sure what the next step is, get in touch with me on the website. It's fundamentals.ie. You'll see lots of videos just like this one on my YouTube channel, which is Fiona Feely. Go check it out. I'd appreciate if you like, share and subscribe. And as always, if there's anything specific you would like to hear me talk about, please drop me a line. I'd be more than happy to do so. And indeed, if there's anything that you would like to discuss with me on a more personal level, as I said, get in touch on either Facebook, Instagram or the website. That's fundamentals.ie.